kind of give us the latest on the cross country program.
Yeah, had a great day last Friday at Gans Creek. Weather was brutal, so it was just kind of overcoming some of those obstacles. Men raced incredible. We were in the top six team wise the whole way through until a couple hundred meters when Ryan went down just due to the heat. But still an overall really good finish for the men's team. And then Marcos just received Big East Runner of the Week honors just a little bit ago, so well deserved there. Ladies side, we rested Danielle, and they struggled with the heat a little bit more. They just being a little bit later in the day, but we had a good group of ladies step up. Taylor, being our number one this time out, raced really well, and a few of those other girls filled in. So just excited to have a home meet next week. Looking forward to that. We have a little bit of work this week for some of the kids. This will be their last big workout this week, and then trying to figure out how things go next week to kind of get that Big East team set. From there, it goes really quick after that Big East and regionals over the next few weeks. So giving the kids a little bit of time off, next couple of days with fall break rolling in, they'll be back to work on Monday. So
As a staff, getting ready to host a home meet is a huge challenge. What did you learn from doing it the first time last year to help you prepare this year when I'm sure you've talked about it being bigger and better. What are the challenges that go into hosting a meet?
This is cake compared to the high school meet 4 weeks ago. Yeah, so it should be a really good meet though. Marquette's coming down. Nebraska will be there. UMKC's coming up. South Dakota State will have some teams. And some of the local smaller colleges will be there as well. So it should be a really good meet. I was out at the course not all day yesterday, but a good chunk of the day yesterday, just kind of going over some things. But the course is in great shape. Obviously, they had 2+ inches of rain last night, so I was literally just messaging with our guy out there, Zach, who does a phenomenal job out there on the property. He said it's a bit of a swamp at the moment, so they'll let things dry out and get things ready to go by next Friday for sure.
You mentioned Marcos, runner of the week. How has he gotten better? And the freshmen you've talked about being so fast, are they pushing him and making the whole team
Yeah,
better?
it's just collective. It's pretty awesome. We even this past week on Monday or 2 days ago, I guess on Monday, just the workout that our guys put together, and it's literally one blob of guys anymore. We see a little bit bigger spread, over the course of a race, especially with the heat on Friday last week at Missouri. But what those guys have done from a spread wise, I honestly I can tell you pretty good idea of who that top group of guys might be, but there's a lot of those guys that are interchangeable at this point. We're not entirely set on who our top 10 is right now either. I think there's probably 7 or 8 guys who are pretty locked into that top 10, but there's still a couple of those other spots that are up for grabs. So I think it's just kind of when you talk about building a program, that's the goal. The goal is not that you have one superstar or one kid out there, but Evan being the second off of Marcos, and then Tommy Murray being just behind that, and then Ryan was right there until he went down, and Eli and Cole ran row. It was awesome, and to that's been the vision since we got here, is to build that type of a unit, that type of a team, of group of guys that can work together. And it's the same thing on the ladies' side. And we're making progress there as well. The guys might be a year ahead of the ladies right now, but I look towards that ladies team and what will be, in the next year or so there, and it's exciting as well.
I noticed on the women's side that Molly Rogers, a kid that was a manager a few years ago and is now your fifth, sixth, seventh best runner. We've got a couple kids like that have really evolved and improved. What impact do kids like that make in your program, and the improvements that they've made? How are they contributing?
Yeah, that's special. And I think that goes a lot back to, how Coach Fayers and I approach things, to be honest. We always tell kids our goal is not how fast you can run year one as a freshman. It's how fast we can be by the time we're a junior and senior. And to buy into our training concepts and to buy into our development here, that's huge. And so to have someone like Molly come in and is a great example, or Colburn, probably Colburn was the first one before Molly, and she moved into, from a managed position, earned her spot as a walk-on, and, worked her way up into our scoring. And Molly's done the same thing now, and that's special. It's a lot of work, and give a lot of credit to them, for them being committed to the process and them, believing in what we're doing and working towards it and the commitment and the hours and everything that went into that. But it's pretty cool, and to see the team rally behind that and get excited about it. But I think overall it just really speaks to the development of kids coming in here and how we're able to bring them along through our concepts to get them where they are. Even back to Marcos, you look at where he was as a high schooler coming into where he is now, or you can jump all the way back to Chase Howard. Chase Howard was a 16 flat kid coming out of high school and ended up running 14:11 here. So I think developmentally we do a good job.
When you first kicked off practice this fall, you were dealing with some pretty intense heat. How do you feel like those practices helped or even just got them kind of prepared for a meet like Friday?
Too much time in between. Really, there was. We've been really fortunate. We had that 1 week of really hot weather, end of August, first part of September, but then temps have been really pretty mild around here. So we've been really fortunate. So we haven't dealt with the heat much at practice, and I think that definitely impacted us a little bit more than maybe a team from Baylor or somebody like that who's dealt with the heat more. And it wasn't just us that struggled with the heat. The entire medical area was littered with people. And Missouri's medical staff did a phenomenal job. They were well prepared. They were well staffed. It was just a lot, and the heat and the humidity were definitely a lot to handle for lots of athletes.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks.